What is up, real estate family? My name is Wandile Mr. W and welcome to my YouTube channel. Now today's video is all about how do you market yourself and what type of marketer are you? Okay, so I am consistently on LinkedIn, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, just doing a whole lot of research, right? And while I'm also doing my research as well, I see a lot of real estate agents marketing either themselves, their personal brand, or their listings in a particular way, right? Up until the point where I actually had an epiphany the other day and I'm like, hey, hold on, wait a minute. Actually, there's two different types of marketers, right? When it comes to the real estate industry, right? So for all real estate agents, right, you either fall into one of these two categories, okay? Now, before we dive into that, I just wanted to quickly speak about my world, right? Because I'm a digital marketer. I really fall within the sales psychology niche or psychology space where we're just consistently trying to figure out, what's the best way that, we can make our experience, our services, and our results better for our clients, which are obviously real estate agents and brokers. So I'm not just trying to market myself right now. I'm just telling you guys what I do. Okay, now in my world, in my marketing and advertising space, there's two types, right? So there's basically two different camps. Okay, and let me tell you something, right? We do not get along at all. Okay, you can ask anyone, all right? You can ask anyone that you know, right? They'll tell you straight that we don't get along at all, okay? So on the one side, okay, we've got your big corporate, your big letter companies, right? Your big agencies, right? And these are also known as general advertisers. Now, what are the characteristics of a general advertiser? In simplistic terms, these are the type of companies or ad agencies that have, large retainers. They charge literally. They basically hyperbolize their retainers, honestly, because I don't really see the value in what they're doing. But anyways, these are the types of companies that work for Coca-Cola, Dell, Apple, like all these large corporations, okay? Why? Because they are big agencies. And these agencies typically, don't necessarily have the kind of guys like myself and other marketers, and I'm obviously going to put a name, I'm just going to get to that point right now. But what I'm just trying to say is that your big agencies, which are also known as the general advertisers, the characteristics are more corporate, large. It's just really just a gargantuan company that, focuses on originality and creativity. That literally is what they focus on. Okay, and that is essentially what they sell or what they pitch to all these big clients, right? Coca-Cola, Sprite, or even these, designer brands or just any business that they work with, right? What they pitch on is originality and creativity, nothing else, right? Their originality in the ad campaigns and their creativity is essentially what drives return on investment. Now, for some of you guys might be like, well, yeah, isn't that what it's supposed to be? I'm going to literally just blow your minds away with what I'm actually going to say right now, okay? So these types of companies, okay, typically have all the big brands, and they are the types of companies that invest in billboards and magazines and TV commercials. That's all the stuff that they invest in, right? For them, it's go big or go home, right? So they typically invest, millions and millions and millions of dollars in their ad campaigns, right, to obviously please the client, but more than anything, these types of advertisers, the general advertisers, focus solely on originality and creativity. And these are the types of companies that, I would even say that these are the types of companies that orchestrate these advertising and these marketing awards, right? Where they award these, creative advertising campaigns and these original advertising campaigns. And it's just this huge phenomenon, right, in that particular industry, okay? So that's just the general advertising space. Okay, and then you move over to the other side, and this is basically my world, right? And this is basically, another type of marketer, another type of advertiser, and this is basically it's essentially called direct response or performance advertising or marketing. So that's my space, that's my camp, right? That's the team that I vouch for, okay? So I'm essentially a direct response marketer and advertiser. So what are the things that we focus on is performance. We focus on things that drive return on investment. Okay, so how do we quantify that? So the best way we quantify that is by, adding metrics, is by tracking different campaigns, is by consistently trying to experiment and see which campaigns work best for our client so that we can become better. So for us, we are performance based, right? So we can drive as much return on investment. The difference between us and them is that we have the actual data. We have tangible evidence and research, right? And proof that our ad campaigns work. We can tell you down to the dollar, right, how much you got your customer for. Okay, we can tell you down to the dollar how much money you're gonna make working with us, right? We can tell you down to the dollar, give you proof and evidence, right? Tangible evidence, right, of where your customer came from, what they clicked on, what they were interested in, right? The information that they've given you, and how that all tied into your return on investment. So that's the difference between us two. We don't rely on originality and creativity to make the sale. Okay, we focus on things that actually drive the consumer to take action, right? To actually get them, right, to take action, right? And we track that and we analyze it and we consistently test and see what works. Okay, so that's the difference between general advertisers and direct response advertisers. Okay, we focus on return on investment, we focus on tracking, we focus on improving your ad campaigns so that we can basically consistently give you results, right? Predictable results that happen all the time. Whereas on the other side, the general advertisers will sell you on originality and creativity. Okay, and that's the huge difference between both camps. And here's the thing, we don't get along at all, because on our side, we're just saying, like, how are you providing results for your client? You don't even have tangible evidence, right? And on their side, they know it's true, but then they come and tell us that our ad campaigns are boring. Our ad campaigns look scammy. Our ad campaigns don't sell. But little do they know that we've got the tangible evidence. Okay, so that's really the difference between both camps. Now, I'm sure now that you've heard on both different camps, the advantages, or I'd really just say like what essentially are the characteristics and what we primarily focus on. I think as a client, right, if you had to choose between a general advertiser, who's won multiple awards for originality and creativity, but can't give you tangible evidence, right, of return on investment, they don't even know where the customers come from, right? Would you rather go with those general advertisers, or would you rather go with a performance advertiser, with a direct response advertiser, because they will then give you tangible evidence of your return on investment? Okay, so that's the difference between our camps, and the same applies with the real estate industry. I consistently see real estate agents, brokers, just basically anyone in the real estate industry right now, whether you're advertising your personal brand or your business, I see this all the time. A lot of real estate agents are general advertisers. All you guys do and focus on is originality or, creativity. You just have these big images and follow me, or are you looking to sell a home? Everyone is just basically focusing on the creative aspect of it, uploading your flyers, uploading the images of the house. Some of you guys don't even give a damn. Some of you guys just give us a small caption or whatever it is. I'm actually even going to add one over here, just an example, okay, and then slap on a link, okay, and then expect us to be interested in your ad or in your listing or whatever that you're posting, right? We don't care. We don't give a damn. Okay, so the reason why I say most real estate agents, right, are general advertisers is because their advertising doesn't push or doesn't influence their prospects to take action. It really is just more or less like a flyer. It's like a website, but I'm not going to get into that right now. I have a video where I speak about why websites don't sell, even though yes, they are great. They don't necessarily do much, right? If anything, they're just a distraction, and why you need to focus on having a landing page, but you do need both. Now, here's the thing, okay? If you are a real estate agent and you just basically generally advertising, right? You're maybe focusing on being creative, you're focusing on, adding, images or, hold on, battery's a bit low. If maybe you're just focusing on, images, or you're just focusing on, content that's relatable, or like funny pictures or whatever it is, right? You're not influencing your prospect to take action and buy. Okay, I have seen quite a few real estate agents that use creativity but in a smart way. Okay, they will actually upload content that is relatable, something that their prospects can relate to, right? That triggers their pain points, and then they retarget that customer again with an ad. Those are smart real estate agents, but we'll get into that now. So if you are a general real estate advertiser, and you'll know, and the reason why I say that is because if your post hardly get any comments or likes, or if it's just likes and no one really reaching out to you saying, hey, listen, I saw your post, I'm interested, right? You're typically a general advertiser as a real estate agent. And I see 95% of real estate agents doing this, and it is painful to watch because most of them don't know how to sell online. And most of them don't know the main pain points of their prospects. Therefore, nothing triggers their prospects to take action. It's the same thing between a landing page and a website. A landing page is specifically designed for your clients to take action. Okay, website is all over the place, right? All it speaks about is you. And you don't really necessarily have a solid and one direction and one structure on what they need to do. The same applies with advertising and also in the real estate industry. Now, if you want to become a better advertiser and move away from becoming a general advertiser and slowly, migrate into becoming a performance advertiser as a real estate agent, my best advice, really the best advice that I could give you guys is start looking at your top competitors, start looking at top agents, start looking at how are they posting, start looking at what are they focusing on, right? Because what I've noticed that most top producing agents don't necessarily focus on advertising, or let me rather say organically advertising their listings, right? If anything, if they're doing any organic posts, it's about them, it's about their days, it's about, giving value in the marketplace. So if they try to get more seller leads, the only thing that they'll be posting organically, is tips on how to increase the value of their home. But then again, it's not your typical, follow this link to get a tip on, how to clean your home. Crap, no, it's not that. They create a video. They create like a Gary Vee style video. I'm sure you guys have seen the Gary Vee style video. It's got the heading there, and then the video, and then the actual captions at the bottom, the subtitles. They create those types of videos because they know it's what gets people engaged. That's the kind of content that they create so that they can obviously trigger the pain points that a potential seller might have, because maybe, their property was appraised and they realized that, it's actually not at the value that they thought it would be, right? But now they're trying to figure out ways on how they can increase the value of their home. If you just create a simple video of 3 tips on how they can increase the value of their home, right, in the Gary Vee style video, organically on your social media post, again, it all depends on which platform, because I have found LinkedIn works best. Facebook is very tricky. I would rather say you want to pay for that, and Instagram as well. But ideally, you want to be focusing on creating ads and posts that trigger your prospects to take action. If none of your posts are triggering your prospects to take action, to click on a link, right, to inquire, right, to opt into something that you are going to give, right, where the law of reciprocity takes place, you're losing. Guys, you're losing because you're not tracking all of that, right? And the reason why I'm saying you're not tracking all of that is because if I had to ask you, how many likes did you receive within the past 7 days? Of those likes, how many of them actually inquired about maybe a potential, listing that you have? And out of those people, how many people actually converted into an appointment and so forth up until you close them? You don't have any of that tangible evidence. And that's one of the biggest pitfalls, right, towards general advertising, is because you're just wishy-washy, you're all over the place. How can you measure something from nothing? You need to measure, you need to track down your numbers, you need to look at your metrics. And the best way you can do that, right, is by focusing on paid advertising, because that's the nice thing about these platforms, is that that's when they really pull down the curtains and they show you everything. Now, I'm not saying you guys need to invest in paid advertising. Maybe for now, if you don't necessarily have the budget, I would even just suggest create the content that your consumers, right, would love to see. It's as simple as asking your clients, or just doing research online, looking at what are people interested in. A lot of you guys don't realize how there's so many people who are craving for video tours, interactive video tours. Not these video tours where it's just a video going through the home and it's quick shots. No. interactive video tours where you've got your phone or your camera and you first start outside the house, you know, give it the market value, give it a little bit of background info about the area, about what the house is about, and then slowly walk into the house and then start focusing on the pinnacle areas, the kitchen, the lounge, the master bedroom, the bathrooms. Focus on those areas, right? Those interactive video tours. Now, the amazing thing about that type of content is that you can chop it up and repurpose it on different social media platforms and different social media channels. And guess what, right? That's what gets people to watch, right? Because now we're capturing their attention. Because attention is very hard to capture these days. Did you know that the average human's attention today, right, is less than 7 seconds? Okay, now the best way I can quantify that is by saying that the average goldfish's attention span is 8 seconds. So we basically have a less attention span than your average goldfish. So what does that mean? If your content is not capturing their attention, if it's not stopping them from their tracks, right, you've already lost. Okay, and general advertising typically has that effect because they're not consistently testing and seeing what experiments work, what headlines work, what types of content work. They're just trying to be more creative and, you know, innovative in terms of their content. Oh, let me post up this beautiful image. Oh, this is gonna look nice. People don't care. You're not solving a problem. Only thing you're just doing is just, you know, I don't know, painting or just making their timeline look beautiful. Beautiful timelines is not necessarily going to make sales, right? Figuring out their pain points, providing a solution or giving value, right? And having a strategy, right? Where you essentially hook them in and reel them back is essentially what you need to start focusing on. Okay, so if you guys did not capture or, you know, really internalize anything I said today, listen to this, okay? Don't focus on trying to be creative and adding beautiful images. Beautiful does not sell. Right? Practicality, solving pain points and problems does. So start focusing on addressing your potential prospects' problems, right? With value, right? Start testing content all the time. Consistently test different types of content. Test the Gary Vee style video content. Test an image post with like a long text. You want to be consistently testing. Because the more you test, the more you experiment, the closer you're going to get to figuring out what works. Okay, and I can tell you now, 99.9% real estate agents don't do this. All they just do is copy paste, right? Add in a few captions, some hashtags, boom, social media, it's on. None of them actually experiment. But if you take the time to experiment, okay, find what works, you're already at a higher pedestal and at a higher point than all the other real estate agents, and that's how you're going to start getting people to notice you. If you want to do it organically, if you want to do it the paid way, just reach out to me and we can do all of that for you, save you time, make you a lot of money, okay? And you just do what you want to do best, right? By being a real estate agent. So I trust you guys got a lot of value from this video. Yeah, I know it's a little bit long, it's around 18 minutes, but I really wanted to emphasize, you know, the fact that you want to move away from becoming a general advertiser and really gravitate towards being more of a performance, you know, a more performance advertiser, performance marketer, someone who really focuses on return on investments, focuses on how do they actually acquire the client and content that works, because you become more smarter and you make better decisions as opposed to just being wishy-washy and moving all over the place, not knowing what's happening. So if you did get a lot of value from this, subscribe, like the video, and comment down below with any comments that you guys currently have. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll be more than happy to respond. But anyway, guys, that's it from me. I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.